Kelly Saenzin loves to laugh, and you don't have to be around her long to know that she enjoys life. In her early 30s, Kelly also loves being a mother to Israel and Linda. Kelly has a passion to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ in areas often hostile to Christianity in southwest Colombia, a passion she shared with her husband Pabel, who she met at a prayer meeting in 2006.
He was unlike anyone I have ever met. He was a very noble person. He was very calm and very collected. There was something very special about him. We began a beautiful friendship where we talked about the things God had done in our lives and His dealings with us. We shared our hearts with each other, and it turned into a very nice friendship, and we fell in love with each other.
Kelly says she and Pabel asked the Lord about their relationship. They were both committed to serving Jesus by getting Bibles to people who didn't have one. They were married in 2008. The young couple would meet the Voice of the Martyrs partner, Russell Stendhal of Columbia, Cristo. Russell would supply them with God's Word. Many of the areas where they handed out Bibles and Christian material were not safe.
I never told him to stop because this was something we had decided to do from a long time ago. It was what he was called to do. He wasn't interested in things on the earth like money and things you could gain. His purpose in life was bringing the gospel to people. But on several occasions, I told him to be careful about what he was saying.
On Sunday, November 23, 2014, Pabel, who used his motorcycle as a taxi service to support his family and ministry, left home early that morning to supposedly meet a customer who called the night before. But Pabel didn't return home. The day turned into night, and by the next morning, Kelly, along with family and friends, knew something was wrong.
A neighbor told us that he was going into an area that was FARC territory and that there were a lot of guerrillas there. And most people who went into that territory hardly ever came back. But we still had hope that he would be okay and show up.
But he didn't return, and the search would intensify.
We were looking in the hospitals, through the Red Cross, everywhere we knew to look, to see if someone had an accident or if someone had been robbed, something like that, to see if we could find him.
By Wednesday, Kelly's worry had turned into panic. Where was Pabel? It had been more than 3 days since he was last seen. Kelly went to the local police station to file a missing persons report. But any hope that Kelly had for the safe return of her husband ended on that Wednesday night, when she received a phone call that would forever change her life.
I got a call from the chief of the Indian Guard, and he told me not to look anymore for my husband, because he was dead.
Kelly was overcome with emotion as she remembers getting that terrible news.
We went to the Indian Territory on the Wednesday afternoon, and it was terrifying. They came out and searched us. They were very untrusting of us. They then brought us to a council meeting and said my husband had been choked to death, and they brought in his motorcycle.
That same day, two brothers, nephews of the chief, confessed to murdering Pabel, but they refused to say why. Kelly believes he was killed because of his Christian activity in that area. According to Sammy Hernandez of Columbia, Cristo, the brothers had been watching Pabel for months and says, nobody studies somebody for 5 months just to rob a cheap used motorcycle, even less to torture him with the Christian books in his backpack. He had many enemies in the region. Pabel had been strangled with the strap of his messenger bag.
Suomen Marttyyrien ääni osti maanpalstan, joka päälle rahoittivat Kanadan Marttyyrien ääni ystävät kauniin talon, jossa Kelly asuu nyt onnellisesti lastensa kanssa. Kelly jatkaa miehensä työtä, levittäen evankeliumin sanaa ympäristöön. Kaikkia kosketti, kun hän antoi anteeksi miehensä murhaajille, jakaen raamattuja murhamiesten kylän ihmisille.
The most difficult part for Kelly was telling her children that their daddy was gone.
I told them he wasn't coming back home, that he would never come home again.
I know there's nothing that can ever bring Pabel back, but the fact that you know the Christians in Canada and other parts of the world are praying for you and your family and have also helped out in a practical way by having a house built for you, how does that make you feel? Does that give you some encouragement to go on?
Yes, it is encouraging to me, because sometimes it seems there is greater darkness than light. But I can see there are so many people around the world that not only love God, but they are walking in His purposes.
Even though she was grief-stricken following the death of Pabel, Kelly knew that their ministry would continue.
The first thing the Lord had me do was to go back to that very same village with boxes and boxes of Bibles and to preach with the same intensity that my husband did.
Lähetyssaarnaaja Russell Martin Stendhal aloitti rauhanrakentamisprosessin yli 40 vuotta sitten, kun FARC-sissit sieppasivat hänet ja veivät viidakkoon sissileirille. Sissit vaativat suurta rahasummaa hänen päästään ja lupasivat ampua hänet joululahjaksi perheelle, jos rahaa ei ilmesty. Rohkea lähetyssaarnaaja kertoi Jeesuksesta vangitsijoilleen, ollen puuhun sidottuna. Evankeliumi mursi sissijohtajan sydämen ja siitä alkoi rauhanprosessin rakentaminen. Tuhannet ja tuhannet raamatut pudotettiin lentokoneesta ja helikopterista sissien leireille sekä jaettiin vaikeille sota-alueille. Sanoma Jeesuksesta mursi kovuuden, joka johti rauhanneuvotteluihin sekä rauhansopimukseen. On vain yksi tie, joka johtaa todelliseen rauhaan. Jeesus sanoi, minä olen tie, totuus ja elämä.